They call me Inmate 7731A. I'm 41 years old, and I've been in prison for 21 years. Let me tell you something that will probably make you angry. Something that might make you think the justice system is broken. Something that sounds impossible. I'm serving life in prison for murder. But I never left my apartment that night. I never held a weapon. I never touched anyone. I wasn't even there when it happened. I loaned my car to my roommate. That's it. That's what I did. I handed him my keys. And because of that, a woman is dead. And I will probably die in prison. You're probably thinking, that can't be right. You can't go to prison for life just for loaning your car. But I'm here to tell you that you absolutely can. And if you don't understand how that's possible, then you need to hear this story. Because the choice I made at 20 years old, the choice that seemed completely harmless at the time, ended up destroying multiple lives, including mine. In March 2003, I was 20 years old, a junior at the University of West Florida, studying business. I had a 3.4 GPA. I'd never been arrested, never been in trouble. I was on track to graduate, get a decent job, have a normal life. I lived off campus in a rented house with 3 other guys, Tyler, Jason, and Chris. We'd known each other since freshman year. We weren't best friends, but we were good roommates. We split rent. We didn't steal each other's food. We got along fine. Tyler was the wild one, always talking about making money, always had some scheme. He'd been arrested once for shoplifting when he was 17, but nothing serious. Jason and Chris were followers. They'd do whatever Tyler suggested. I had a car, a 2001 Chevy Malibu. Nothing special, but it ran. The other guys didn't have cars, so I'd drive us to class, to the store, wherever. And yeah, sometimes they'd borrow it. Hey man, can I take your car to pick up some food? Yeah, sure. Keys are on the counter. That simple. That easy. I'd loaned my car probably 50 times before that night. March 10th, 2003. Monday night. I had a marketing exam the next morning. I'd been studying all day. I was exhausted. Around 9 p.m., Tyler, Jason, and Chris were in the living room. They were drinking, being loud. I came out to grab some water, and Tyler was talking about this house a few blocks away. He said the people who lived there were drug dealers. He said they had cash, pills, jewelry. He said it would be easy. I thought he was just talking. Tyler was always talking about stuff like that, big plans that never happened. I went back to my room, kept studying. Around 10:30 p.m., Tyler knocked on my door. He asked if he could borrow my car. He said they needed to go pick up some beer. I was annoyed. I was trying to focus. But I'd loaned him my car a dozen times before, so I said, yeah, whatever, keys are on my desk. He grabbed the keys. I heard them leave. I went back to studying. Half an hour later, I was tired. I turned off the light. I went to sleep. At 2:47 a.m., the police kicked down our front door. I woke up to flashlights in my face and officers yelling at me to get on the ground. I was confused. I was terrified. I thought there was a fire or something. They handcuffed me. They dragged me outside in my boxer shorts, and that's when I saw my car. In our driveway, police tape around it, blood on the hood. They separated us, put me in the back of a police car, and an officer told me what happened. Tyler, Jason, and Chris had driven my car to that house. They'd planned to rob it. They broke in through a back window. The homeowner's wife, a woman named Christine Snyder, 45 years old, heard them. She came downstairs to see what was happening. Jason panicked. He had a shotgun. He shot her, killed her instantly. They ran. Got back in my car, drove back to our house, parked it in the driveway, went inside. While I was asleep upstairs, they were washing blood off their hands in our kitchen sink. I didn't know. I swear to God, I didn't know. I loaned Tyler my car to get beer. That's what I thought. I had no idea they were planning a robbery, no idea they had weapons, no idea anyone was going to die. But here's what the law says. In Florida, there's something called the felony murder rule. If you participate in a felony, any felony, and someone dies during that felony, you are guilty of murder. Even if you didn't kill anyone, even if you didn't intend for anyone to die, even if you weren't there. And the prosecutors said that by loaning my car, I participated. I was charged with first-degree murder, same as Tyler, Jason, and Chris. Same charge as the guy who actually pulled the trigger. My lawyer said, "This is insane. You were asleep. You had no knowledge of their plan." But the prosecution painted a different picture. They said I knew what Tyler was like. They said I should have known something was wrong when he asked for my car at 10:30 at night. They said that by giving him the keys, I enabled the murder. They brought Christine Snyder's husband to the stand. He talked about finding his wife's body, about his 2 teenage daughters who no longer had a mother. He looked right at me and said, "You gave them the car. Without that car, my wife would still be alive." And he was right. Without my car, they probably wouldn't have done it. They would have stayed home, or walked somewhere else, or given up. My car made it possible, but I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. The jury deliberated for 2 days. They found Jason guilty of first-degree murder. He's the one who pulled the trigger. He got life without parole. They found Tyler and Chris guilty of felony murder. Tyler got life without parole. Chris got 40 years. And they found me guilty of felony murder. The judge sentenced me to life without parole. He said, "You may not have pulled the trigger, but you provided the means. A woman is dead because you made a choice. You will spend the rest of your life paying for that choice." I was 20 years old. I had just loaned my car to my roommate. I've been here for 21 years. I'm 41 now. In 2008, after appeals, my sentence was changed to life with the possibility of parole. I'm eligible in 2028. That's 25 years total. Maybe I'll get out when I'm 45. Maybe I'll get out when I'm 60. Maybe never. Every day is the same. Wake up, eat, work in the prison library, eat, yard time, eat, cell, sleep, repeat. I've missed everything. My sister's wedding, my father's funeral, my nephew's birth. My mother is 68 now. She visits once a month. Every time, she looks older, frailer, sadder. I think about Christine Snyder every single day. I've written letters to her family, apologizing, explaining. They've never responded. I think about what I could have said that night. "No, Tyler, it's late. I need my car tomorrow." Walk to the store. That's all it would have taken. One word, no. But I didn't. I said yes. I said, "Keys are on my desk." And that choice cost a woman her life. Here's what I need you to hear, and I need you to really hear this. You think you know your friends. You think you know what they're capable of. You think you can trust them, but you don't. Not really. Tyler had talked about robbing places before. I never took him seriously. I thought he was just talking tough, just trying to sound cool. I never thought he'd actually do it, but he did. And because I enabled him, even unknowingly, I'm guilty too. The law doesn't care about intent. The law doesn't care that I was asleep. The law doesn't care that I had no idea. The law says that if you help commit a felony and someone dies, you are responsible. Let me put this in terms you'll understand. If your friend asks to borrow your car and you say yes, and they use that car to commit a crime, you could go to prison. If they rob a store, you could be charged with robbery. If someone dies during that robbery, you could be charged with murder. But I didn't know what they were planning. Doesn't matter. But I was just being a good friend. Doesn't matter. But I wasn't there. Doesn't matter. You think you're safe because you're not the one committing crimes. But if you're helping, even passively, you're involved. Your friend asks to borrow your car. Where are they going? What are they doing? Do you actually know? Your friend asks you to hold something for them. What's in the bag? Do you actually know? Your friend asks you to give them a ride somewhere. Where? Why? Do you actually know? I thought I knew. I thought Tyler was getting beer. I was wrong. And now I'm here for life. Before you help someone, before you say yes, before you hand over your keys or your phone or your money or anything, ask yourself, do I know what this person is actually doing? Do I trust them completely? Am I willing to go to prison if they do something illegal? Because that's the real question. Are you willing to bet your entire life on someone else's choices? I wasn't. But I did it anyway. And now I live with the consequences. Christine Snyder was 45 years old. She was a high school art teacher. She had 2 daughters, 16 and 14 at the time. They grew up without a mother. They graduated high school, went to college, got married, had children, all without her. Her husband remarried eventually. He moved out of that house. He tried to move on. But you don't move on from something like that. And I'm part of that. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't plan the robbery. But I gave them the car. And that makes me responsible. You're young. You think you're invincible. You think the law won't touch you if you're not directly involved. You're wrong. The law will find you. The law will hold you accountable. And it doesn't matter if you didn't mean it. It doesn't matter if you were just trying to help a friend. 21 years ago, I was a college kid studying for a marketing exam. Now I'm inmate 7731A. I'll be here for at least 4 more years, maybe 20 more, maybe forever. All because I said yes when I should have said no. So here's my warning to you. Know who your friends are. Know what they're doing. And if you have even the slightest doubt, the smallest hesitation, the tiniest feeling that something isn't right, say no. Say no and save yourself. Say no and maybe save someone else's life too. Because I didn't say no. And a woman is dead. And I'm here. And I can never take it back. They call me Inmate 7731A. I'm 41 years old. I loaned my car to my roommate. That's all I did. And I'll pay for it for the rest of my life. Don't make my mistake. Know what you're involved in. Because ignorance won't save you.